Okay, so we can come around, sit back onto your heels a little bit if you feel okay with that. I thought we'd start off today with baby puppy. Okay, so I'm going to bring my knees a little bit wider and my toes are pressing up together behind me. And then I'm going to walk forwards, slide the hands down, and you've got an option here. You can either just drop your forehead down, or we can take it all the way down and place the chest down. So you just see which is right for you. And as always, if this doesn't feel comfortable, come out of it. You know, don't keep working on something that's not comfortable for you. What you might find is that you're able to let the knees open up a little bit more, getting a stretch into the inner thigh muscles. But just take a couple of deep breaths, particularly if you've been working all morning. All right, you just need to separate yourself now from that time, just to bring yourself into your practice. And then if we can walk the hands back on up, and pop the knees together, and then draw your head all the way in towards your knees, reaching your fingers up. And then raising your chin, and we'll gently start to pull the body along the ground, staying close to the floor, rolling down your shoulders and lifting your chin, and then drawing up into a cat stretch, rounding up through the shoulders and the back, looking up towards your navel, and taking the head and the tailbone away, and sitting back down upon your heels. And again, let's bring the body to pull up and through. Opening out with the shoulders, opening out with your chest. Drawing up into that little cat stretch. Pulling up through the shoulders, up through with your back. Taking the head and the tailbone away. And sitting all the way back down upon your heels. And again, let's bring the body to pull up and through. And then this time, let's curl the toes. Sending your hips back, taking your head down through your arms, looking up towards your belly. And then drawing forwards into a plank, gazing slightly ahead, bending your knees, and sitting all the way back down upon your heels. And again, let's bring the body up and through, rolling down the shoulders, opening out the collarbone and the chest, curling the toes, and lengthening all the way off and along the back of your body. Draw forwards into a strong plank, and then bending your knees, and releasing and sitting on back. And again, let's bring the body to pull up and through, curling the toes, sending the hips back and the head down through your arms. Drawing the body forwards into a plank, and then bending your knees, and releasing and sitting on back. And again, let's pull the body up and through, and then curling the toes, head down, bottom up, spreading the fingers nice and wide to the mat. Draw forwards to a strong plank, and then bending your knees, and releasing and sitting on back. And again, let's pull the body up and through, rolling down the shoulders, collarbone opening, curling the toes, head down, bottom up. Drawing forwards into your plank, and then bending your knees, and releasing and sitting on back. One more time. Bring the body up and through, curling the toes, hips go back and the head draws down. We'll stay in the down dog now. Just walk off the feet and just drawing down one side of your body and then the other side of your body. We're just treading it out. And just noticing how your hamstrings feel today. Notice how it feels in the lower back. So what's going on with your body today? Alright, now we can come back down upon your knees. Just going to open up into the hip flexors. So you can take the right leg forwards, take the left leg back. And today, just place down your right hand to the inside of your foot. As you open up to the left, you're going to raise the left arm and almost lean backwards into the shoulder. And take a couple of breaths there. coming all the way back down again. Both hands to the inside. Curl the toes and lift up the back knee. And drawing your attention to the right hand side, looking up towards your right hand. Now, you could stay as this today, or if you want to go a bit deeper, open up your front foot, go to the outside edge of your back foot, and let's draw that arm to open up back a little bit more. And then coming all of the way back round, letting the knee down upon the floor, drawing back up with your upper body, and if we could raise both of your arms, and today I'm going to clasp up the fingers together, go up with that first finger, index fingers together, and now take a little bit of a bend over towards your right, and feel the stretch coming into the left hand side of your body. All the way back up, letting your arms down and moving back onto that back knee, drawing back your toes and just going in for that little bit of a shift backwards through the tailbone. So as well as you can, just flattening out the lower back, pressing from the centre of your chest. You're going to bend that knee if it starts to feel very uncomfortable, drawing the toes back if you can, okay, but just, again, don't force it. See what the body's happy to work with for you today. And then gently coming back on up. Let's come around onto your knees, clasping your fingers together, raising your arms nice and high. Take a deep breath in, and as you breathe out, activate your waist. Take a nice long stretch into the side of your body. Bring it back on up. Deep breath in. As you breathe out, activate your waist and take that stretch out into the side of your body, through your lats, into your oblique muscles. And bringing it all the way back up and letting your arms down. Okay, so let's step that left foot forwards. And we're placing the left hand down to the inside of your foot. Opening your chest, raising your right arm, looking up towards your thumb. Bring that hand back down, curl the toes, lift up the back knee, opening and turning open to the right, raising the right arm, left arm. Alright, now from there you could open up your front foot and go to the outside edge of your back foot and looking back. So again, opening the shoulder back a little. And coming all the way back round, knee back down to the floor. Let's come up through the middle, clasping your fingers up together again. And take that bend over towards the left, stretching out the right side of your body. Okay. Alright, and then from here, moving back onto that back knee, drawing back your toes and sending your hips backwards. And again, pressing from the centre of your chest downwards. Alright, so again, if you need to, you're bending the knee a little bit. Maybe you can arch the spine a little bit further back. Draw your toes back. Alright, coming all the way back out of that for me and popping yourself around onto your back. So if you could bend the knees up and just draw the heels so they're drawing in towards you. Have your feet parallel. Alright, so you've got a nice good position, natural position. Knees in alignment with your hips, obviously, heels in alignment with your knees. And then if we can just bring the shoulders to pull up towards your ears and roll them down. And again, draw the shoulders up, roll them down, and then walk the shoulders down a little bit more. Work your lower back downwards towards an imprint, and then release the back away. So again, take that lovely imprint, okay, investigate how that feels today, and then release and settle out into neutral. And let's start to think about your breath work. So you're taking a deep breath in through your nose, and you're starting to let the ribs widen to the side and back of your body. And then as you breathe out, blowing the breath out with a little energy and starting to engage with the core center of your body. As you breathe in, the ribs are widening, your belly's remaining flat. As you breathe out, navel back to the spine, we're drawing up from the pelvic floor, coming up into the transverse abdominis muscle, and you're going to feel the waist draw in a little bit tighter, hopefully. So again, as you breathe in, lateral thoracic breathing, blowing the breath out with a little energy, you know, so you're breathing out as if you're blowing down a straw. Now let's start to work this into your shoulder bridge. So we'll take a breath in to prepare. As you breathe out, work your lower back upon the floor, start to peel the back away from the ground and come all the way up onto your upper back. Breathing in. And then as you breathe out, lowering your back, vertebrae by vertebrae, down into imprint and back to neutral. Breathing in. As you breathe out, imprinting the back, peeling the spine away from the floor, trying not to clench your buttocks. Breathing in at the top, and then breathing out to lower your back down, vertebrae by vertebrae, into imprint and back to neutral. And again, breathing in. Breathing out to ripple the back up and away from the ground. Breathing in, letting your ribs widen. And as you breathe out, lowering all the way back down. Now I'm going to give you two options here. You can either carry on exactly with what we're doing. You can use the ball, okay, and I'm going to place it beneath my feet. Or if you're not using the ball today, you could come up and stay up and work an alternating heel lift. Alright, breathing out to lift, breathing in to lower. If you're coming up with me on the ball, breathing in, and as you breathe out, gently rippling up and away from the ground. Breathing in at the top, and then breathing out as you lower back down. Okay, so those of you working with the ball, you're going to notice that your hamstrings and your glutes are working a lot harder. Breathing in, and then breathing out, and lowering all the way back down. Things that we want to notice though, okay, I'm just talking to those of you using the ball, really try and notice that you're still using your core and that you're still working the fluidity of the movement of your back. Alright, those are the things you really want to study. Those of you not using your ball today, maybe you're doing your heel dig, or heel lift, sorry. So as you lift the heel, breathing out, and you want to get that feeling like you're trying to draw your hip bones together. Alright, so different ways of working, all comes down to the same thing though. You're trying to get that core involvement. So you're breathing out, you're engaging with your core, breathing in as you lower. And again, breathing out, pulling up behind the surface muscles, breathing in to lower. And again, engaging with your core, breathing out. And in. Alright, now coming to the end of whichever one you're using at the moment. And then slowly lowering your hips all the way back down to the floor again. Okay, now I'm going to work with the legs going out. And if you've got a ball, placing both of your feet upon the ball, just to begin with. Alright, and again, the next exercise I'm going to do, again, I'm going to break it up. But you could do a bit of it or you could do all of it, okay? So I'm starting off with breathing in, raising the leg up towards the ceiling, and then breathing out as you lower the leg back down. And then we're swapping over. Breathing in, raising the other leg up towards the ceiling, and breathing out as you lower that leg all the way back down again. Again, breathing in to raise the leg up. Breathing out, navel back to the spine as you lower the leg back down. And again, breathing in as you raise the leg up, breathing out to lower. Now, of course, you can stay with a single leg raise. Or, and again, if you don't have a ball, you can still do this. So I'm going to take one foot off my ball. And then as I draw that straight leg, the one that's not on the ball, upwards, I'm going to draw the other foot in, and you could just draw your foot along the ground. Then as I take it back, pushing it away and extending downwards. So as you bring the leg up, breathing in, we can play with the ball, you can draw the toes in on the ball, and then as you take it downwards, breathing out and pressing away. So same leg, breathing in, and then breathing out as you press it out and away. Again, breathing in. If you're using the ball, you just get a little bit of hamstring usage again here. Breathing out as you press away. Last one on that side, breathing in, and then breathing out as you take it down. Let's swap it on over. Okay, so as you bring the leg up, breathing in, maybe you're working with the ball, drawing it in. As you take it down, breathing out. But like I say, you could just slide the foot along the ground. Breathing in, breathing out, engaging the core when you take that leg down. Breathing in to draw up, and breathing out, engaging with the core as you take it down. Again, breathing in, drawing up, and breathing out as you press it out and away. Again, breathing in, draw up, and breathing out, engaging the core as you lower. One more time, breathing in and breathing out to press down and away. Alright, now I'm going to do one more here. And again, if you've got a ball, okay, we can work with it. If you haven't, so I'm going to show you first of all if you haven't got the ball. And what we're going to work into is a scissor twist, okay? So often when we work into this position, I use it in my functional fitness classes all the time, we're breathing out as we press away, breathing in to draw in. So you're breathing out to press away. And then we layer on the twist with the opposite shoulder coming across, breathing in. Breathing out to come across, breathing in. If you find that too difficult with the legs extended, then let's just lift up from the ground. Alright, so you're breathing out to come across. Now, here comes the fun bit if you're using the ball. So I'm going to bring my elbows in, and then from here I'm twisting across with the ball held against the elbow, and then we swap. So you're breathing out to twist across, and you're working the ball from one knee to the other. You're working the elbow from one knee to the other. And I like this, okay, because it requires a little bit of focus, okay? So as you're breathing out, pressing away, breathing in, drawing it in. Breathing out, pressing away, breathing in, drawing in. Breathing out to push it away, and in. Alright, but like I said, same thing can be done without the ball, and particularly if you're finding it a little bit challenging. Alright, don't worry, you don't have to do it. But for those of you who like a challenge, maybe this is making you work a little bit harder through your core. Breathing out and in. 2 more if you can. Breathing out and in. 1 more. And in. Okay, taking away your ball. Now if we can come around onto your knees, and we're going to work it up into plank. So we can use the ball between your ankles if you want to use that. I'm going to be working into the glutes straight away afterwards. Alright, so we can use it for the same thing. If you have it between your ankles, you're just squeezing it a little bit, okay? But you don't have to. Alright, so I'm going to hold, as those of you who've been doing my Pilates classes this week, we're holding for 25 breaths. Alright, it's a static, we're not going anywhere. It's brutal, okay, but it's going to get that job done. Alright, so we want to always think shoulders down, collarbone open, bottom rib pulled in, you know, so we're not exposing the belly and letting the lower back take it all. So we want to pull it all in, rein it all in, and looking slightly ahead. So keep your gaze, you know, gaze on the prize. Alright, so placing down your forearms. Elbows tucked in, spread your fingers out wide. Remain on the knees if that's a better position for you today. If you can, extend the legs, Alright, and squeeze. Breathing in and breathing out, pulling up into your core. In and out, belly pulls back. Breathe in and out, navel back to the spine. That's it, shoulders draw back and out 4. In, out 5. In, out 6. In, out 7. In, out 8. In, out 9. In, out 10. In, out 11. In, out 12. In, out 13. In, out 14. In, out 15. In, out 16. In, out 17. In, out 18. In, out 19. In, out 20. In, out 21. In, out 22. In, out 23, in, out 24, and in, out 25. Lower it all the way back down. Okay. Alright, so I'm going to go straight into the glutes after this. So a couple of things we can do. If you have a ball, okay, and you can still do this exercise even if you don't have the ball today. We're drawing the heels in, flexing the feet, breathing in. And then as we breathe out, pointing the toes, squeezing the backside, and if you can, lifting the legs. Okay? So if you don't have a ball and you find that a little bit intense, you could go and opt into a single leg raise. So you keep your forehead down, breathing out, raising one leg, and breathing into lower. Alright? And just working that single leg, pressing out through the toes. Okay, and it can be done exactly like that instead. Alright, those of you working with the ball, of course, then you can give a little bit of an extra squeeze onto the ball as you lift the legs up. So breathing in, flexing your feet, and breathing out, pointing your toes, and maybe lifting the legs if you can. So breathing in, heels coming towards you, breathing out, point your toes, belly pulls up, extend and lift the legs if you can. Breathing in, flex your feet. Breathing out, pointing your toes, engage the core, lifting your legs up. And again, breathing in, heels coming in. Breathing out, point your toes, belly pulls back and lift. 2 more there if you can. Breathing in and breathing out, pushing away, squeeze the backside and lift. 1 more time, breathing in and breathing out, point your toes, squeeze the backside and lift. Okay, so I'm going to bring the ball up. And again, this exercise can be done with a ball or without. So I'm going to be working into breaststroke, and we're going to do the first stage where we roll back the shoulders and we lift and hover and so forth and come back down. Then I'm going to work in, and if you have the ball, then you're going to be passing it up. And when we come up, we're passing it upwards towards the other hand and then drawing it back down. If you don't have a ball, you're simply lifting up and you're reaching your arms forwards and then drawing them back down. Alright, so again, it can be done either way. So first of all, I just want you to concentrate on the shoulder work. So if you can start off by releasing out your buttocks, letting your heels slightly draw open and your toes draw in, and dropping your shoulders completely down towards the floor. As we breathe in, we're rolling back by shoulders. As you breathe out, engaging your core and pulling your belly up off the ground as you lift. Breathing in to stay, then breathing out to lower and shoulders release back to the floor. Breathing in, rolling back your shoulders. Breathing out and engaging with your core as you lift. Breathing in to stay, then breathing out to lower and shoulders back down. Breathing in, shoulders rolling back and down. Breathing out, engaging your core to lift. Breathing in to stay. And then breathing out to lower and shoulders come back down. Breathing in, shoulders rolling on back. Breathing out, navel back to the spine as you lift. Breathing in to stay. And then breathing out as you lower. Okay, so adding in if you would like to. My board is in the right hand. And so breathe in, rolling back the shoulders. Breathing out, engaging your core to lift. Breathing in to reach your arms up or pass the ball up to the other hand. And then breathing out, bring your arms back down and let your shoulders draw down to the floor again. Breathing in, peel back your shoulders. Breathing out, engaging your core to lift. Breathing in to pass the ball up or reach your arms up. Breathing out to draw your arms down and let your shoulders release to the ground. Breathing in, peel back your shoulders. Breathing out, engage to lift. Breathing in, pass the ball up or reach your arms up. And breathing out, draw down. And releasing shoulders back down to the floor. Breathing in, peel back your shoulders. Breathing out, engage your core to lift. Breathing in to pass the ball up. Breathing out, drawing it back. And releasing back down. Breathing in, shoulders draw back. Breathing out, engaging the core to lift. Breathing in, pass the ball up. Breathing out, drawing it back. And releasing your body back down. Last one. Breathing in, shoulders draw back. Breathing out, engaging the core to lift. Breathing in to pass the ball up. Breathing out to draw it back. And releasing yourself back down. Okay, now I'm going to draw in here, either one heel, or if you feel you can, both. Now, if this is not comfortable to take this stretch on your belly, by all means go over upon your side. Now, I'm tilting the pelvis forwards a little, squeezing the back side, and like I say, maybe we lift a little off the floor. Maybe the chest comes a little off the floor. We're not trying to force anything. If you're doing one leg, swap to the other leg now. And if you're doing both, coming up a little bit higher perhaps. And then releasing it all of the way back down again. Okay, carefully bringing yourself back up onto your hands and knees. And today we're going to thread the needle as a stretch. So I'm going to draw through my right arm and lower my right ear down towards the ground. And with your left hand, you could either reach it up towards the top end of your mat, or you could drop it back behind your waist. Alright, just see where you want to be today. Just try and relax into it. We should get a little bit of a lower back stretch on this one. And obviously a little bit of a reverse shoulder stretch. And then carefully coming back on up. I would take the left arm underneath, ear down towards the ground. So just try and relax as much as you can here. And then with your right hand, you could drop it back behind you. You can reach it up towards the top end. Personally, I just like the hand in front of my face, really. All right, but it's up to you. All right, now I'm gently bringing the body back on up. All right, coming around to a seated position. Now I'm going to work on rotation next. And I'm bringing us around to a seated position. Now I know not for everybody cross-legged is good, okay? And if it's not a good thing to sit cross-legged today, maybe take your legs out in front of you. All right, feel free, you can sit up on your heels if that's more comfortable for you. What I'm going to work on is rotating, okay? I'm going to be using the ball, but you can still do this with your hands in prayer. What I want you to try and do is get those elbows up. All right, so even if you're using the ball, the elbows are up. If you're doing this in prayer, elbows are up. What you can feel then, can't you, is the pectoral muscle usage. All right, that's what I want a little bit of, because we don't get into that very often. And when we rotate, I want you to either be fixated by the tips of your fingers or the top of your ball. All right, but try not to move your hands or your ball round further than you're actually turning. All right, because it doesn't mean anything. All right, so we want to just, again, that integrity of rotation, but leaving the bottom part of your body alone. All right, leaving it behind. Okay, so bring either the ball up or your hands in prayer. Take a deep breath in. As you breathe out, engage the core and turn. Breathing in, come back to the middle. Breathing out, draw the navel back to the spine and turn. Breathing in back to the middle. And again, now if you have a ball, you can press gently, can't you? You can squeeze a little. Breathing in, come back. That's it, don't get carried away though. So as you're turning, breathing out, navel back to the spine, breathing in. And you can do the same thing with your hands in prayer. You can push your palms together a little bit firmer. And then breathing in. It's trying to keep the elbows up, isn't it? I know, and you're not even, even if you're not holding anything, your arms are still going to start to ache a little. Breathing in. Breathing out, navel back to the spine on that rotation. Breathing in, coming back. And again, breathing out, engaging with the core as you rotate. Breathing in as you draw back. One more set. Breathing out to rotate. Breathing in to draw back. One more time. And breathing in to draw back. Okay, pop that down. I'm going to do a little bit of work for the upper back of your arms. So coming around to a seated position, I'm going to place my hands so they're facing in towards me. Open back up with your chest. And as you dip back, breathing in. As you push away from the ground, breathing out. And again, as you dip back, breathing in. As you push away from the ground, breathing out. And you can stick with that, or straighten your legs, squeeze your shoulder blades towards each other, and then as you lift your hips, breathing out, toes down to the floor, and breathing in as you lower. Again, as you lift, breathing out, and breathing in as you lower. Alright, so either version. Remember, if you're dipping, in to go back, and then out to press forwards. If you're lifting, breathing out to lift and in to lower. Again, breathing out and in. All right, keep going. We've got 4 more, whatever you're working on today. And release. Really using your core. If you're lifting, make yourself that little bit lighter. 2 more. Upper back of the arms here, breathing out or breathing in to dip, out to come forwards. 1 more. And we'll give the arms a little bit of a stretch. Alright, so again, find a seated position that works for you. Take hold of the elbow, maybe give it a little bit of support and bring it down. If it's very easy for you to find your fingers and to, again, maintain the lift of your head, okay, then do that. You know what though, if you struggle because you're sat down, all right, kneel up. Because at the end of the day, you've got to think about what the purpose of this is, and it's to stretch the upper back of your arm. So if sitting down means that you're kind of rounding your back over, switch it up, come onto the knees. Get up a little higher. Kneel up a little higher, let's swap arms. If it means that when you come up higher, you've got a better posture and you're accessing the muscle better, that's the right thing to do. Stand up if you want to, that makes it better. But this is, it's all about knowing your body and what gets the most out of your positioning. Because once we can get those fingers to touch together, I know some of you can do this already, But once you can get them to come together, then you're going to be stretching other muscles as well, which, you know, helps the value of your body moving forwards. Let's release and give your shoulders a little bit of a shake off. Okay, now I'm going to come around onto your side. I'm going to place the ball on the end, and I'm going to place both feet on top of the ball. So I'm going to be working into single leg raise. After that, I'm going to be working into a glute press kick back. All right, and again, you have the option to use the ball behind the knee. But you can do exactly all of this without the ball. Those of you going along, you're going to place your ankles carefully upon the ball and you're lengthening. So the difference here, all it's going to change is you're destabilising the body a little bit. For those of you without a ball, if you really want to challenge, you could just lift your bottom leg off the ground, okay? It's quite hard. So breathing out to lift and breathing in to lower. As you extend the leg away, breathing out and in to lower. Navel back to the spine as you lift, in as you lower. Again, breathing out to press the leg away, and breathing in as you lower. Again, breathing out, stretch up, breathing in to lower. And we're trying to keep the thigh and the foot front facing so that we really work up into this hip. We really work up into range of motion, lateral extension work. You're working the adductors and the abductors, inside and outside of that upper part of your thigh. All right, 2 more there. Breathing out to lift, in to lower. 1 more. And release it down. Okay, so the next one, like I say, if you have a ball, you can place it behind the top knee. Otherwise, you can have the knee just bent and push it back. So from here, we're going to press the heel back behind us, breathing out and breathing in to draw back on in. So we're flexing the foot, breathing out, engaging the core, breathing in as you draw back in. Pressing back a little and breathing in to draw in. Navel back to the spine, breathing in. Now, if this is easy, straighten the bottom leg. Breathing in, coming forwards. Breathing out, pressing back. Don't roll backwards, okay? Breathing in, breathing out. All right, how much are you using that hand in front? Can you go to 1 finger, okay? And back. So really focus on the core. If you don't need the hand at all, take it to the back of your head. Right, but certainly if you start rocking around all over the place, you need the hand in front, all right? So flex the foot, breathe in, engage the core, push back. And again, breathing in and out as you press back. 2 more, in to come forwards, out to push back. 1 more time. And you should have felt here your buttocks kicking in, all right? So I'm going to get you to roll over onto your back. In between, we're going to do the 100. So we could, if you have a ball, use this between your knees. And when you breathe out, you could give a little squeeze for the inner thighs, okay? You could even use a cushion, okay, between the knees. It would act as the same thing. It is just giving yourself a little bit of purpose for what you want to happen, which would be to work the inner thigh muscles as well as everything else. So if you can have the legs up, all right, but again, if it gets tough, put your feet back down. You can straighten your legs if your hamstrings are good for that today. We can leave the head down, or we can come up with the head and shoulders, and we're opening out with your elbows. All right, so breathing in, breathing out. If you're patting the air by your side, shoulder blades on the floor, and when you breathe out, give a little squeeze to your ball, breathing out, breathing in to let go. And we're going with 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 3, 24, 25, 26, 7, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 3, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 3, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 3, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 3, 64, 65, 66, 7, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 3, 74, 75, 76, 7, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 5, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90 with 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2 and 1. Bring it on down. Okay. Now I'm going to release the neck, okay, a little bit. Working on this quite a bit this week. So just letting your shoulders relax down. If you can, have your feet placed onto the floor. And then I'm just going to take the head over to one side. Just trying to keep the shoulders relaxed. And we're trying to get the ear a little bit more onto the ground. So maybe we pick the head up, we place the head back down again. And then once you get there, just breathe into that neck stretch. And then bring it back through to the middle. Now the next time I'm going to draw the chin towards the chest, so you give yourself a deep double chin. And as you draw it down, see if you can get the back of your neck a little bit closer towards the floor. So it is possible, before you worry, okay, with training, with, you know, a little bit of practice, that you would be able to get the neck flat on the floor. Alright, so again, it's training like any other part of the body. It's training the neck to be able to do it. Alright, if you hold this down for about 5 breaths, and you're just thinking about trying to find a deeper double chin, and wriggling the neck in towards the ground. And then release. So we'll take the head in the opposite direction to the side. So roll the head gently over, then maybe pick your head up, place it back down again. See if the ear will go a little bit closer to the floor. And then again, try and bring the shoulders down. They may want to pop up. And then bring it back round to the middle. And again, that deep double chin. So just roll that chin downwards towards your chest. Wriggle the neck in. And then release it away. Okay, coming around to the other side for me. So we're going to come out to lengthening the body along the ground again. So again, if you've got a ball, you can place both of your feet on top. If not, you have the option to either just keep the bottom leg on the ground or you can lift it up. And then from there, we'll start again with that single leg raise, breathing out to take the leg away from the body, and then breathing in as you lower it back. Again, breathing out, navel back to the spine as you lift, breathing in to lower. That's it. You can challenge your body a little bit by not quite balancing on the ball. Alright, so you're very, very light. You're not just letting your foot hang heavy on the ball. And then, like I say, those of you not using the ball, you could challenge yourself by lifting the bottom leg if you wanted to. So breathing out to lift, breathing in as you lower. And again, floating that leg away, Breathing in as you lower. And in. Good. Couple more. Breathing out to lift. And in to lower. Alright, now we're going to get ready to bring that ball to come behind the knee. Or you're bending the knee. Alright, and we can start off with the bottom knee bent also. This makes it easier because you've got a better balance. So we bring the knee in, flexing the foot, and then we push it back, flexing the foot. Breathing in to draw the knee forwards, breathing out and engaging the core as we press back. And again, in to come forwards, out, navel back to the spine as you push back. And again, in to come forwards, breathing out as you press it on back. And again, in to come forwards, engaging the core as you push back. And again, in to come forwards, out to go back if you want the challenge, straighten the bottom leg. Breathing in, out as you press back. And again, in to come forwards, breathing out, squeeze the backside as you go back. In and out. And then just again, maybe, how much are you relying on that front hand? Okay, can you take it away? Even if it's just for one. Breathing out. See where you want to get to. Breathing out, engaging the core as you go back. So really pulling in. Strong connection with the core. In to come forwards, engaging, pulling back as you go back. Good. 2 more. Breathing in, out as you press back. 1 more. And back. Good. Alright, now I'm going to bring you back round upon your back again. And we're going to work into your heel dig. So I'm going to work out firstly with the back flat on the floor. So taking both of your legs up, flexing out with your feet. And as we take one heel downwards, breathing out. And then breathing in as you draw back on up. Breathing out as we dig the heel down. Breathing in as we come back up. Okay, now if you have a ball, you could place this just beneath your sacrum. So it's going to again destabilize your body. And you flex your feet and you're breathing out to press the heel away. Breathing in as you come back up. The way then you can work this on further is to take the hands away. Alright, so maybe you're balancing on one finger to either side of you. Maybe you're bringing your arms up and in front of your body. Alright, so you can carry on with the heel dig. If you want to try working into reverse curl today maybe. So maybe come back with the back on the floor, feet would come up off the ground. Again, I'm taking the hands away. And as I press my lower back into the floor, breathing out and breathing in to release. So breathing out, imprinting the back and breathing in. Alright, now again, the same thing can be done with the ball, only you're placing it underneath the curve of your back. And then again from there, you're working, breathing out, drawing in, breathing in to release. Breathing out, engaging the core as you rock in, and breathing in to release. Alright, so again, another way of doing it. So moving on from there, for those of you who would like to try maybe your rollover, you could use a cushion underneath your back, okay? When we come up, we're breathing in and out to slowly send the legs over. Breathing in to take the legs to separate. And breathing out to slowly come back down. Good, and the legs come together at the end. If you can, try not to swing. So try and peel as well as you can. Don't worry if the legs don't go very far over. Remember, that's not the purpose. Alright, if they go over, it's amazing. Alright, but if they don't go over, again, don't worry. Don't worry about it. Now I'm just going to offer up one more version for those of you who have the ball today. And you can, but you're going to have to be careful about what happens with the ball. So what I would say is put your arms really close to the ball. Alright, so then from there, breathing in, and you can use that as your little lift off. Breathing in to take the legs to separate, and then breathing out, coming back down upon the ball and back to the centre. Just be careful, okay? Otherwise, you may come back down and the ball is not where you thought it was going to be, okay? So lots of different options, all right? That's what we like about Pilates, is that we have so many different things to do, all right? We can add in these pieces of equipment which change things up a little bit for us, and again, takes us into a different stage with our exercises. I'd like you to finish off your last one. And then when you finish, let's take that ball away. I'd like you to place your right foot upon your left thigh and just gently draw both of your legs in towards you, holding on to either your hamstring, your left hamstring, or your left shin. And if you can, flex out your right foot. So we should get a little bit of a stretch coming into the hips and the glutes of your right leg. And then gently let that leg down, swap it over, placing your left foot on, bringing both legs in towards you. Releasing it all the way back down again. Okay, let's roll over to one side, pop yourself back up to seated. So either have your legs out in front of you, okay, or cross them up if that feels good for you. I'm going to work on a little rotation twist here. So if you'd like to take the opposite arm across and sitting up nice and tall, lengthening, going in for that turn with the head. And remember, where your gaze goes, your body's going to follow. So if you can, keep being curious with your eyes as you go around. So you're looking around a little bit more. And let's go the other way. And bringing it back. Take a nice long stretch out from your waist, and then just reaching that arm forwards like you're brushing the air in front of you. Go the other way. Take again a nice long stretch out from the waist, and then as you reach forwards, you're bringing in your lower back a little bit here. And again, reaching up out from your waist, stretching it on forwards and back. And again, reaching out from your waist, tilt the body slightly, bring it around and back. Two more. Reach out from your waist, tilt the body slightly and bring the arm back round. One more time, stretch it on over, stretch it forwards and around. And then bring your hands back behind you, roll open your shoulders, bring the head downwards a little, find that stretch along the back of your neck. And then taking your head across a little, looking down into the corner of your body. And then through to the middle, And across and over to the other side. And then cross through to the middle. Bringing the head back on up and then just lowering one ear over. Really get that stretch all the way along from your ear to the top of your shoulder. And then take the head over to the other side. And release. Now bring your arms to come forward, stretch across the upper back. As you breathe in, let's draw up. Keep the gaze forwards, breathe out and let your arms melt back down again. So again, let the shoulders stretch across the upper back. Breathing in, coming up. And breathing out, letting it down. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. One more time, stretching on forwards. Breathing in, coming up, breathing out, open it back and down and release it off. All right, very well done today, everybody. Good job, good job. Okay, you're going to drink lots of water there for me this afternoon.